Welcome back, everybody. Uh, Two of my favorite people finally are together in one video. One being I've watched for decade ish, and the other one, of course, I just found this year has been gold. But anyways, this is a topic that for since 2003 to 2005, somewhere in there. I don't know. PlayStation 4 came out. The day PlayStation 4 came out, I had one pre-ordered. I went and got it, and it was supposed to be the return of physical media, but it wasn't. So I returned it within 2 weeks, got my money back. But I owned every gaming console up until that point, starting back in the Atari days. So late 70s, early 80s. So, anyways, let's get on with the topic. I'm gonna start right off the back. Uh, I don't know why people have been supporting platforms like Steam and them other ones where you literally pay to temporarily play a game. And I have a Steam account, and I bought Skyrim on it one time, and I bought the regular edition. And then I opened up a second account with a different name, different IP address, different everything, and even linked a different hard drive to it and everything, and bought Skyrim Anniversary Edition on it. And when it downloaded Anniversary Edition onto the secondary hard drive, it changed all hard drives, which I have like 8 external hard drives, 2 internal, uh, and I have backups of everything on all those hard drives. So if anyone fails, I have all my files on the other ones. It literally changed every hard drive to Anniversary Edition. So all my Skyrim SEs from other platforms, you name it, literally became Anniversary Edition. I no longer had the regular version anymore. And so when I asked Steam to reimburse one of the games, since they stole one away from it, I don't even know how they reached in and did that when they're not even connected to the same hard drive at all, and the same account, the different accounts, everything's different about it. Uh, Like I literally made sure it didn't know it was me, but it reached into my computer and changed all versions to all hard drives. So anyway, and they told me no, F you. And so that was the day I stopped paying Steam anything and told, and people would all the time tell me, oh, in order to modify Skyrim, you need Steam. No, I'm not supporting Steam. So I haven't played Skyrim uh, at all, like literally. So, but I want to play it someday. So, anyways, so what I found was GOG, Galaxy of Games, came out, and I was looking at their business model, and they only had a couple of games at the time, and eventually, after a yearish went by, they got Skyrim and Morrowind and the other Elder Scrolls, and I've never played any of them, so I was like, bet I'll buy them, and they had them for like 249. I think Skyrim, the regular SC, was like 5.99 on sale at one point. I bought it then, and then I got the Skyrim Anniversary Edition for 7.99 on sale. I On my other channel, I actually have videos of when GOG put these on sale, and just anyways, they come with this offline backup installer. And all that means is I don't have to have internet ever again. Once I download the game itself, and then as you can see, you hit those 3 dots at the top, the extras pop up, hit the extras, it takes you to this screen, and you get the offline backup installers. So that is the separate game from the one you installed directly after purchasing it. So you have now 2 copies. You have a game that you could play online and use their GOG save backup cloud saving thing, or play it off the cloud, so to speak. And then you have this one that you could download, which is the whole game with the installers, and you never need internet again to play it. They don't reach into your system and change it because I have GOG SE. And when I bought the whole GOG uh, anniversary edition, GOG did not reach into my system, even though they're on the same hard drives. Uh, didn't change. So I have actual two copies of Skyrim from GOG. I have the actual SE version and its offline installer. And then I have the Skyrim Anniversary Edition and its offline installer. And they didn't combine them together like Steam did to me. And so I actually paid for both versions a grand total of like I said, $5.99 for one, $7.99 for the other, to have 4 games, two of them played online, and the other 2 is if you don't have internet, you play them offline. So, anyways, the DRM version of the game that I own, it's not a physical copy like a disc that they can still lock you out of, but the backline backup installers, once you have it on your computer, they don't reach in. At least GOG doesn't reach in and never touches it. And you can say, I don't want to ever update the game, and it'll never force you to automatically update. They never change that. Uh, I've got a buddy who uses Steam all the time, and they'll sometimes force you to update, and then you have to go reverse everything. You got to go find your compressed copy on a hard drive that you don't have attached to your computer at all. It's just sitting in a box somewhere away from your computer. And then you have to get out of Steam and disconnect from Steam and then put that hard drive in because Steam will change it on you. And then open up the compressed file and open it back up and then reinstall on top of the one they just messed up. So anyway, it's a big hassle. He's been dealing with it for like 7 years now. So anyways, let's get on with watching the video. But like I said, the backup installers, and I own this game. Matter of fact, I own all these games. This is just a picture. Uh, so let me get this picture out the way. Yeah, turn that off. And let's get going.
This is from Louis Rossmann. He's one of the most outspoken privacy advocates, consumer rights advocates, and he's been that way for literally 10 years. And he's saying the same thing. PlayStation stops providing physical games. This means nothing. Your enemy is DRM, not digital media.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're having a lovely day. Welcome to today's episode of How You're Getting Fucked. I'm your host, Louis Rossmann, and today we're going to be talking about Sony discontinuing the idea of having physical media for your games and why I don't care. Many of you may be thinking, Louis, why don't you care about this? Don't you care about ownership? I can't believe you said that you don't care that Sony is not giving you a physical copy of your game anymore. Honestly, couldn't give a fuck. Completely irrelevant, in my opinion, and I'm going to show you why. This is...
Yep. Louis Rossmann, that's his name. Yeah, like literally, if you read your terms and services, even on your disc, it literally says you're just getting a license, a temporary license, basically. So if your console, whatever console it is hooked up online, and they put a patch in there that tells the the program that runs your console that say it updates to a different version or something, and there's some kind of patch in there that literally makes that CD not run ever again. And you call them and say, hey, your new patch, yada yada. They're like, oh well, yeah, we did it on purpose. That game's no longer supported or whatever. And now you just have a disc that you could throw in the microwave or play frisbee with. That's all it's good for now. Maybe hang it up and reflect light and scare some bugs away or so. I don't know. It's useless, right? So that's why I was talking about GOG with the installers. They can't change the installers. So, or at least GOG doesn't. So the model that they have, and get this, a friend of mine who right before I went live called me before I hit this broadcast button. He was like, yeah, but they don't have any new games and they don't have any good games. And I'm like, yes, because for the past 10 years, everybody's been telling the industry that we'd rather pay Steam a monthly subscription and an extra bonus purchase of the game for us to rent it from them until they decide we can't play it no more. And if y'all have supported GOG since they first launched, GOG could be getting the brand new game contracts with the installer coming with it, and you would own your game and you could play it offline, and they wouldn't be reaching into your console changing stuff. But nobody's been supporting GOG uh, for forever. So, matter of fact, here let me pull up my whole file list. I'm in the wrong tree. Hold on. Program files 86, GOG Galaxy, and games. All right. Here you go. Let me slide this over for y'all. So let me make this bigger. There you go. That's all the games. That's about $35-$40 spent since GOG first came out. So I know they're all kind of old games. Plague's Tale Innocence, Plague's Tale Requiem. Let's see, what other ones are kind of new? I think that's that. See, look, Skyrim Special Edition, Skyrim Anniversary Edition, and my Skyrim SE Edition is in another file. It is in a completely different file, completely different drive. So let me continue on here. Let's see what we got in here. Nothing. So, anyways, yeah. So this is all the games that I've collected, or almost all the games I collected. The ones that I actually wanted to modify are in another drive. With my MO2 mod organizer folders and all that other stuff. Wabbajack and all that stuff is in on that drive because it takes up the whole 500 gigabyte drive. It's like 496 gigabytes worth of stuff that I have in there, and I haven't learned how to put it together to play it and launch it and everything yet. So in the future, I'm thinking about doing some gaming if I can. So, anyways, so if people have been supporting, a lot of these new games would be in here, and the price on them is great. So you would have a platform that you can get old games at really cheap prices and new games at good prices, and own the game. You would physically own the installer, the game itself with the installer package, so it'll play on anything that you install it on. Now, right now, GOG is only for computers, but the Xbox is a computer. The PlayStation 5 is a computer. They just have different software in there that's telling you can't do it. So they can make the installer for each individual platform. So PlayStation can get the money when you buy it through their store and get the installer. This solution has been out for fucking ever, like literally forever, and nobody supported it. Y'all have all been supporting Steam, and I don't even know the other ones. Literally, I don't. Like I said, I bought two games on Steam, and then they wouldn't even give me my money back for one because they took one away and erased it. So that was my whole journey into you'll own nothing but pay us for it and be happy about it. That was, anyways. That's the most retarded thing I ever heard in my life. And when I heard that people had been supporting it for this long, and that's kind of through finding Asmongold. Uh, like, made no sense that even he has hundreds of games and thousands of hours on there. So he's part of the problem. He's been supporting Steam. If him and his followers would have been supporting GOG, they might be getting the brand new games and AAAs and stuff when they first come out instead of Steam. And Steam would be the lonely guy barely making ends meet, ready to close the doors because nobody wants to pay them to own nothing. Anyways, let's get back to what they have to say, and I'll get back on in a minute.
Something that I see happening in the car community when people
That's
start
my goat, bro. That's my exactly.
talking about
Yes.
vehicles that are not fixable or vehicles that spy on you. I've gone over this in older videos.
Yep.
Where people will bring up how Tesla has a computer in it and the Tesla is spying on you and these damn unfixable electric cars and these damn unfixable Teslas. And one of the things that they are missing out on, and one of the things that annoys me when I hear those statements, is by getting all the hate on Tesla. And to be clear, Elon Musk deserves a lot. If you just look up the word Tesla or Elon Musk on my channel, you will find I am not a fanboy by any means. Okay. But the issue that I have with this is that when you put all of the pressure on this one person, it allows everybody else to use that person as a piñata and then take cover for the actual anti-consumer actions being
taken. He's totally right about this. Is that people aren't hating on the issue, they're hating on the person.
Taken by every other car company.
This is the old Eleanor Roosevelt quote: "Small minds discuss ideas,
Small minds discuss people. Medium minds discuss events. And great minds discuss ideas or solutions, ideas.
Minds discuss people, or no, small minds discuss people, medium minds discuss events, and large minds discuss ideas. I got
it. Jim Farley.
A lot of small minds.
The CEO of Ford was recently talking about how you shouldn't be fixing your car within the warranty period. He was fear-mongering over it while he was talking with the President of the United States, along with other car industry executives, and trying to get rid of this thing called the Repair Act, which would make it easier for independent mechanics to be able to get access to what they need to fix vehicles. And he said that they could kill you. It could kill you if you fix a modern car. Now, he was not talking about a Tesla Model 3, nor was he talking about the Ford Mach-E, which is one of their models of electric car. He was talking about the Bronco, which is an internal combustion engine car. So when people in my comments start going back and forth about how electric cars are horrible and Tesla's horrible and all this other stuff, I'm not saying.
Oh yeah, everybody thinks AI just kind of recently was whatever, but just to let you know, in 2004 and some models of 2005 vehicles, very select few. So 2004 is where I cap it off of, because if you go with 2005, now you're hunting for specific models to not have AI integrated. And what happened in 2005 is they put them tire pressure monitoring systems, TPMS systems inside, and through Wi-Fi, they would talk to the computer brain of your, what do you call it? And if any of those said something was wrong or too dangerous to drive from too low or something like that, they could shut your car down back then. So when one of those went faulty and you didn't have $280 to get a new one at the time, you couldn't drive your car until you can get the $280 part. Then you had to go take it into the mechanic and have them take your wheel off and put this Wi-Fi part in there and all that and stuff, and get your tire back on and relink it back to the system so the system can read the voltage correctly. And if it ever gets the wrong voltage and stuff, the Wi-Fi signal, it literally thinks something's wrong and will turn your car off. So 2005 up, all your cars are literally AI integrated without you even knowing it, because you thought AI didn't show up until a couple years ago. That's not true. That's why the car that I own is literally the latest model you can get. It's a 2004. So once again, like I said, I have stopped supporting the retarded stuff in this world a long time ago. The second I figured out that that's where they were heading, I just said, okay, I'll buy the latest, greatest, and then every model after that will be the bull crap that I'll never support. My vehicle literally has 300,000 miles on it, and just 10,000 miles ago, I had to rebuild the transmission for the first time. So I take real good care of my cars. Like literally, I literally research them and pick the right ones, and they last forever. So, and we've owned this vehicle literally since 2005. It was a off the lot, brand new 2004. So It came out, I think the sticker says September 2004, and I bought it in February of 2005. So off the lot. So, anyways, and it's been doing great ever since. Matter of fact, it's got extra fat tires on there and everything. Aftermarket rims with 11-inch contact patch tires. Uh, it's a good vehicle. So, anyways, let's get back to this.
Throwing stupid shit with electric cars. I'm not saying there's not a lot of problems with it, but you're giving cover to traditional automakers.
Tons of other companies make electric cars, and this is a meta level problem that's not represented by one individual group. This is the same thing as people getting mad between the console wars as Sony and fucking Xbox. Meanwhile, Nintendo has a total monopoly on their entire ecosystem. How is Nintendo doing something that's infinitely more consumer and friendly, but people are fighting on if Sony or Xbox is worse? He's right.
That make internal combustion engine vehicles primarily to be able to do the same shit. When General Motors introduced technology that was spying on everybody in their cars, they were doing it on both their gasoline cars and their electric cars. Because they were in Tesla, it wasn't really getting noticed as much. When Ford says that you shouldn't be able to fix your car, this is only now starting to become something that is going mainstream because people are focusing on the wrong thing. And when you talk about physical games, yes, Sony does like to take things away from you that you already bought and paid for.
True.
They recently did this where they said as of September 1st, 2026, because Play has no limits, you will no longer be able to watch any of your previously purchased
Play has no limits, except for these limits that we're implying right now.
Now content. But they can do that to physical media too. Exhibit A, The Crew, the game that started the Stop Killing Games movement. That's a physical disc. Do you care that you have the physical disc? Does having a copy of the disc make any change? What matters is digital rights management and required connectivity to an online server. That can take any form.
I would add on top of that, which is something that's similar to this, is mandatory firmware requirement updates. So when a physical disk requires, let's say, a certain level of firmware to be updated on your PlayStation in order for that disk to run, it's basically saying that, like, unless you have firmware version 2.4, you can't run this disk. This is I'm so glad he's saying this.
I'd much rather have a game that has no DRM, no requirement to connect to a server that I don't have a physical copy of, than I would a game that I get a physical copy of. Having a physical copy of a game does absolutely fucking nothing to ensure that the game remains.
I'm just glad Asmongold is finally figuring this out. If I'd have found him instead of this year, long time ago, I might have been able to chat in his chat box and let him know, and he could have been help supporting GOG, and it could be the big company right now, and everybody would follow suit. Where sure, there could be a subscription type of service, but everybody would physically want to buy the service. In other words, if you buy the car that came with heated seats, then you get to use your heated seats. There's no subscription service. There, you know what I'm saying? That's like buying a car that has, electronic windows and no manual window roller down, but you got to pay $5.99 a month, plus 10 cents every time you want to press the button. Like, and then at the end of the month, you get a bill of how many times you rolled your window up and down, or whatever, accidentally bumped it and it went down all the way on its own, and that was 10 cents or what. Like, that's just retarded. Like, a download installer is the same as having a physical button to roll your window up and down, but no computer to report back to somebody across the airwaves to let them know so they can charge you. That's why the download installer, like I said, has already been invented. GOG's whole model was based off of, when they first came out, they said, we will never update your game for you, which at first that was a lie. They had to fix that. And then they said, that you get a download installer automatically, no extra charge. Says you can play it offline. You don't have to play it through GOG Galaxy, which is their launcher platform. If you want to play it online and talk to people, because it's just like playing on Xbox. Everything about it's like Xbox. So you can play the game, talk to people through Xbox, yada yada. Well, GOG does the same thing. But if you don't want to do that, if you just want to have it own the game, so to speak, disconnect the internet or not pay internet for a couple months, save some charges, download all the stuff, disconnect your internet, and then just play all your games for a couple of months and save money. Like, it's that easy. I mean, you'll just launch from the GOG version. You'll go to the hard drive or the ex.exe, of the launcher, and it launches literally. It's all self-contained. So if the game's 4 GB, you'll have a 4 GB game with the launcher included to play offline, and they'll give you a 4 GB game that you could play online. Uh, so so yeah, it takes up double space if you want to do both. Uh, but like most people, we have an external hard drive that just holds all our games. And then you just move the one game over to your fastest hard drive to play it. It's that simple. So, like I said, the solution's already been fixed. I don't know why we're still arguing about it. As a matter of fact, like I said, the second GOG came out, the solution was there, and nobody supported it. And this is why Steam now thinks, or people now think that since Steam's model has been great, everybody's doing it, including Elon Musk and everybody else. And people are blaming those people when you should be blaming the first gaming company to ever say, hey, rent our games from us with a monthly subscription and pay us for the game itself the day it comes out, $70. And the day we stop supporting it, we just take it away from you. We don't give you your $70 back. We don't give you your $8.99 a month back. None of that. That we keep all your money and your game. And y'all have been supported for so friggin' long that now everybody else in the world sees that business model as very lucrative and that y'all are willing to give up those rights. So therefore, that's what everybody moved to. So y'all voted with your money, all y'all, everybody, including Asmon Gold. Y'all are voting with your money, and you didn't know it. Maybe this is why, as Gen Xers, I don't even know what to call me. I think I'm a Gen X. I'm right there on that line of Boomer Gen X. So, anyways, I even heard that my area is kind of sometimes called X millennial or something like. Anyways, so yeah, y'all been not knowing because y'all don't do research. That's all I do is take in information, real information, and it just stays in my head. So this whole video, the thumbnail, everything's done in 5 minutes. I've been literally waiting for the day for these two people ever since I found Asmund to for him to actually respond to this so I can make this video of showing people that y'all could have been voting this whole time with your money for owning the game. Whether it's a physical copy or not doesn't matter because you need to own the DRM. And that's what I own. That's what the offline installer is. It literally states it's the DRM offline installer of your game. So when I bought the game, I got not only the online version, but I got the offline version too. Sure, it's not a physical copy, but if I made my own console and burned it to a CD that could literally just launch that .exe code, I could have my own gaming console built at my house with spare parts off the internet. Solder and iron and some spare parts. I could build my own shit. And I could even make it talk to, some of my old wireless PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 controllers and stuff. Uh, but I have a computer, so and GOG also keeps the game. Some of the updates that they do to the game are just patches for better hardware equipment. So, like your 1989 computer played games differently than your 2026 computer. GOG keeps those games from 1989 that they sell you playable on a 2026 computer. That's some of the notes or patch notes that they update to maintain so that your old games will play on newer systems. That's the only kind of changing that they do to the games, and that comes in the installer too. So, like I said, it's a great platform that people should have been supporting all this time, and we wouldn't be in this problem because they'd have figured it out a long time ago of how to sell your literally your right to own the game and keep it forever, like GOG already figured out. And like I said, if they'd be one of the biggest platforms today if people had been supporting them all this time.
Playable over.
Yes, yes, yes.
time. And that is my point. When I see people getting angry over not having a physical game, you shouldn't care. You should be able to download your game that you get the code to and burn it to a DVD or a Blu-ray disc if you want, or play it off of your hard drive. You should be fine having an only digital copy of your game. You should be excited that you have a digital only copy.
Exactly. The idea that you having a digital copy means that you should forego consumer protections? What kind of cucked bullshit is that? What the fuck do you mean? Oh, you bought it in this way? Oh, it's okay for them to take advantage of you now. Fuck that.
Your game. The problem is not the fact that you don't have a physical copy of it anymore. The problem is that they come with digital rights management that does not allow you to do what you want with what you bought and paid for. And the other problem with it is that it requires connectivity to an online server in order to work. As long as the product requires connectivity to an online server in order to work, whether it came in the form of a DVD, a cartridge, a Blu-ray, a kitty, if BlackBerry required a connection to a cloud server in order to work, if BlackBerry came with digital rights management, she would not be my kitty and I would not be her human.
Yep, and like I said, you seen I had the offline download installer that literally lets you play the game offline. You don't, once you have it on your hard drive, it's there. Like you could literally download every game off of GOG, doubled over, uh, download all the extra bits, or you don't even have to really download the first one. Just purchase the game and then go to the game and then go to the three dots, go to the extras and say, I just want to download the offline version. And literally buy all the games you want, download it. And so you only pay for internet for 1 month, cancel internet, or tether it from your phone, whatever, pay for that 1 month, download all that. and then that's it. You now have a computer that never has to be hooked up to the internet again, and all those games will play forever on that computer, like literally, until the computer dies. So I don't know how they're still complaining about a situation that's been figured out by GOG a long time ago, and if they've been supporting them or even advertising for them, like I have on my other channel, but nobody's listening. And that's the problem. Nobody could see, I guess, or even fathom that companies would take advantage of them, which is so crazy to us Gen Xers. We know for a fact every company is trying to take advantage of you, which is why we're not afraid to ask for deals when we walk in. We walk in a place and we see like a deal going on. We're like, well, yeah, what if I don't want these 2 items out of that package of 5 items? What kind of deal you get me on just these 3? Oh, well, this much. Well, that's $10 more than the whole package. I'll give you 29 for it instead of 39 for it. How about that? That's $10 off because I don't want those other 2 items, even though they might be $20 worth of items. I just don't want them. That's just e-waste or trash or whatever extra, right? Or I have to find somebody to give them away to, or storage or whatever. Anyways, uh, we'll wheel and deal them because we know the companies want to make the sale, and we know that they're actually bought the product for $5 from the get-go and they're upcharging us, $30 to buy it. So we know there's wiggle room in there. And so we know every company is doing that to you. And they're trying to provide the best service they can, and their prices will literally reflect what the mass majority of people purchasing them will pay for. They don't care about a small few that will question them and debate them on their prices. If 75% of the people will just blindly pay and get ripped off for years and years, then everybody follows that model. So y'all should have learned 10 years ago. Anyway, let's get back.
In order for you to have ownership of what you bought and paid for, it's not just about having
ownership is autonomy. If you don't have autonomy, you don't have ownership.
Something that's shiny that you can see in your hand. It is about buying products that are not sold with this type of crap. I'll give you an example. GOG, good old games, GOG.com. These are games that are sold with no DRM. You can go to GOG.com right now and you can buy games that are digital rights management free. No DRM. These are games that you can.
It took, like I said, I only watched the first 15 seconds of this video and was glad to see when Asmongold brought this dude on. I'm like, oh man, I've been loving this guy forever, and now I love Asmongold and his content. he speaks the truth. He knows how to use English properly. This guy knows how to use English right. They are some of my favorite people. Uh, I wish I would have, like I said, found Asman a long time ago, but God, why did it take this long for someone else with a large group of followers? Like my other channel only has like 195 followers. So if you want, search TCDN on YouTube, capital T, capital C, capital D, capital N, the Chaotic Dice Network. So capital TCDN. Put at TCDN. You'll find my other channel. Anyways, I even did something on Patreon when they changed their rules and made it harder for 18 plus people on there. But that was part of my battle that I've been doing for almost like since Patreon first came out. I've been battling them and their use of allowing parents to monetize their kids. So that's why I've never had been a supporter of Patreon, and I've fought them for like 9 years straight. This was like 6 years ago that I ended my battle with them because supposedly they changed their ways, but I don't go on there no more to do anything. I don't do my videos on there or anything. But anyways, but like I said, 6 years ago was the end of my 9 year battle of trying to get the child stuff off of there and for them to crack down on it. And they wouldn't do it, so I just gave up. And I've been fighting that ever since too. And then like GOG, have been fighting for people to support GOG. And like I said, it's finally these bigger people with more followers can get GOG out. I'm glad somebody gets it out because now we're starting from scratch. Now that people are seeing two of some of the biggest online content creators actually doing the same thing I've been doing for years now, and supporting the things that I've been trying to get people to support for years but can't get no traction. I'm just glad to see they're finally doing it. Thank y'all guys. Like literally Asman and literally thank you. Okay. Both of y'all are the bomb.
Download and that you can copy and then you can burn to a piece of physical media yourself. I was told that games on GOG are DRM free. Is that true? You can burn the installer parts to discs and you'll get a prompt to switch discs. Actually, playing the games from disc will vary from game to game. But yeah, you can actually buy games at this point in time that don't have digital rights management. Now, when you buy games from those websites...
You know what? I actually had the GOG guys. I talked to them. Let me see if they still follow me. Oh. I feel so bad now.
And as you should, Asman, as you should. Like I said, now that I know that you had the opportunity to actually work with them back in the day, and this is you're probably saying you feel so bad because this was like 6 years ago, 8 years ago, or something. I don't know how long ago. I can't remember the exact time frame, but for years now, you've been sitting with the ability to boost them and for them to take over Steam and for us to own our own friggin' games again and own the newest titles coming out on launch day. You could have made that happen. We could be in that predicament today of having too many games launching and we're paying $70 to actually own them again. And now the friggin' media company, the people who makes our memory and our backup storage and all that other stuff, would literally be making tons of money off of because we'd be buying so many games, owning them that we'd have 16 2 terabyte, 20 terabyte external hard drives just filled with DRM free games. Like literally, like you could have been supporting this whole market and we wouldn't have this problems that we're having on all these aspects and all these other companies that seen it was such a great model for you to pay and own nothing, that they started it. They would have seen that, oh no, people still want to own their stuff. We can't charge for heated seats in a car that came with it, monthly subscription. We can't do that. People aren't going to pay for that because they're support GOG, right? But instead they seen Steam being supported. So that's why we're in this predicament. Now let's see how long this man has been cuckolding the gaming nation and owning their own games.
I looked at our DMs. Oh man. Ah, fuck. I feel like such a fucking idiot. they oh man, I need to. I'm gonna message them today. I'm gonna message them after this, and I'm gonna see maybe if I can bring them on and have them talk about this and like the bigger picture of this, because I think it's a huge issue. You got to start reading your messages. I don't read my messages a lot.
You won't get physical media, but because they don't have digital rights management on them, you can make your own physical media of the game, and you can play it however you want. The game will work in 2026.
Exactly.
The game will work next year. The game will work in 2036. The game will work in 2096 if the world is still here by then. And that's what matters. I want to make sure that everybody watching this video keeps their eye on the ball. Whether or not you have access to physical media does not matter at all. You can make your own physical media of the game. Just because you can hold the game in your hand does not mean that they won't take it away from you. And the proof is right fucking there. Demand that the games that you purchase don't have digital rights management on them. Stop buying games if they have digital rights management on them, and stop playing things that require connectivity to somebody else's server.
Fool, Asman, he's talking to you. You have influenced these millions of friggin' people to follow you, okay? So he is literally mad, like I am, at you. This is probably your one friggin' downfall. So out of all the things I love about you, how well you speak and use English, how fast you are on your toes, so to speak, you don't really have to research much. And when you do research, you put in pretty good pointed questions to make the answers come back correct without all the extra bull, so to speak. Like you got it going on. But this is, and I didn't know about this downfall till just now. Like literally, when you said, "Hey, wait a second, let me see my conversation with GOG." Man, dude. So now one of my oldest people, not quite oldest, ESO Danny, back in like 2009, 2011 ish. I think it was 2009. Anyways, he's probably the oldest person I've been following on YouTube still to this day. And I follow him on, I have 5 YouTube accounts, just to let y'all know, personal ones or family oriented ones for my family and stuff to log on and type stuff. And then me, a couple for my channels that I do. I have a gaming channel, and then I have this channel here, which is to clarify English usage and get messages like this out and get the truth out, basically the truth in all fields. I don't care what it is, political, family life, community, I don't gaming, it doesn't matter, all the truth. And anyways, damn it, Asman, you need to get good, fool.
In order to work. It's one thing if it's a choice to connect to their server, it's another if it's a requirement.
He's cooking because he understands this problem. This is a meta level problem.
The only game that I play that requires connection to somebody else's server back in the day was Dota 2. It was free.
Played that?
I never made a microtransaction in that game. I never viewed an ad in that game. I just played and enjoyed the game.
I did the same thing. I've never spent money on Fortnite. I played Fortnite for years.
The way God intended. Now, a lot of people are linking to this one very funny video. This is a video, official PlayStation used game instructional video. They are making fun of other companies that do.
Dude, I remember this video when it came out. It was so based. You live long, you know, it's like you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Not sell you a physical copy of your game. And this is another reason that there should never be fanboys or fangirls in my comment section. For Tesla, for politicians, for companies, or anything else. Do you remember when Samsung made fun of people for removing the headphone jack? Do you remember when Samsung also removed the headphone jack and the micro SD card slot? Do you remember when people that bought Samsung products were proud of them because they could root them and install different operating systems on it? Do you know how
I didn't fall for that one either. I still got my S9 Plus with the headphone jack. But I did, because I have 2 phone lines, one for my mother, one for me. I did let my mother borrow the S9 Plus for the past couple of years until she got her S20. And so within the past 9 months, I just got my S9 Plus back. I still have the headphones, the KGB headphones, and everything sounds great. But I have the S21 Ultra with the 500 gigabyte internal hard drive. And yes, I do, because I had a special deal 1 week before the phone came out through AT&T. I could get the phone, and they gave me a $500 Visa card. It was a credit card. I could use it anywhere as I wanted. Well, I chose to get the stylus, the extra long charging cable cord, a charging pack, so to speak. It's a 5 USB-C hub that plugs into the wall, so I can plug 5 USB cables and charge all 5 for any type of charging I want, up to I think 35, 45 watts per piece per charger. So I can run all my phones and everything that runs through that. And also the Pro Buds 2. So I got all that for free because of that extra $500 card that they gave me. That five, as a matter of fact, there was a couple of dollars left on it, and I just threw it in the trash right there in the store. So because I ain't looking to try to figure where I can spend a credit card for $1.11 or something, $1.18. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, uh, so yeah, I got all that for free, and so I still have my S9 Plus with the headphone jack, Samsung, and I have the S21 Ultra with the free everything accessories, plus accessories that don't even come with it. Like it's not Samsung related, like that 5-port USB charging wall plug-in charging port device. Anyway, let's get back to them. And yes, I've been probably the longest fighter for GOG. Like I said, the day they came out, I downloaded it and the Galaxy version and everything, and was zipping through there. But they didn't have any games I was looking to play, because I was looking to play my first game on my gaming channel to be Skyrim, and they didn't have that. They had a few others. Matter of fact, I am now waiting because I own Skyrim and all the different versions, and all the Elder Scrolls themselves, even Unity, the one that GOG a guy modified it, put mods in it, and then they brought it up to date in a new engine or something. I can't remember. I think the Morrowind engine, and it's called Daggerfall Unity. So it's the GOG modded version. Or you can get the regular Daggerfall, right? But you can get the modded version, and I have both of those too. And so I did get those, and then when Skyrim came out, I got those, and then now my next favorite game, which is Final Fantasy 9 and Final Fantasy 10, which are two different platforms, which is why I still own a PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3 to this day. I own 6 copies of each of those games. Uh, the 4-disc pack for the PlayStation 2, Final Fantasy 9, on like 2 special editions, a Game of the Year edition or something like that, and a couple others, a regular edition and another special, some kind of edition, Ultimate Edition, something. And the same thing for Final Fantasy 10, which all those came with Final Fantasy 10 and 10 Part 2. And so I own all those versions of those too. Uh, and those are about to come out on GOG. Like there's a voting system of what next games do you want to bring to the platform, right? That they're going to use the money that you support them with to go get those games and bring them to the platform so you can own that game. And I'm going to, since I don't like to, I don't want to have to re-plug in or unbox my PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3. I don't have room for it anymore, so they're just in boxes now for the past couple years. Uh, so playing on my computer would be great. I could play my games again, and I can own them. So yeah, I wish Ross would have been pointing this out a long time ago too. Anyways, let's get back.
Now you can't do that. That's because many companies are not loyal to their customers. They're loyal to whatever it is that will make them the most money and whatever is easiest for them.
How is it that everybody can't immediately see this? How is it that this isn't fucking obvious? Like, yeah.
The same way that you couldn't see it when GOG first came out and you ignored the messaging. The same way. People are following others, and literally because you speak so well, you speak English so well, you're quite highly intelligent. I'm gonna say you're roughly a 125 IQ. Okay. Like 120 to 125. And so others who are around 100 to 120 are literally following you because they think that you will give them all the right information. But people like me, we know our limitations. People with the 131, 133 IQ, we know our limitations. We know enough to know that we're dumb. and that we can never say everything we want to say at one time. We can get the gist apart or a good detail of the gist anyways over, and then when we go back in our own head and listen to it, we're like, I left out this part, I left out that part, and this part. And we're like, oh, well, they're smaller. I'll throw them in another place, so to speak, another video, another talking point when you're talking to somebody another time. But, anyways, so you have led millions of people down this road because it wasn't obvious, because you literally were ignored GOG. And if they'd have, like I said, when they first launched, I made a video on it. If they'd have come to me, it wouldn't have helped none. My channels are always lowballed. I don't, I don't know. Anyways, so if you want to support, please, both of these channels, go like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, everything on them, and please think about supporting me. I promise you, I'll now that I have a setup, a microphone, a computer, I actually have internet. Like, that was one of the longest things I waited for. In order for me to have internet where I'm at, I had to wait for Starlink to allow me into beta. And then I got into beta like 4 months, 2 months before it came out of beta. So my actual kit came in like 4 months before, linked up. So I was only in beta for like the last 4 months, and then switched over, and I've been with Starlink ever since, because it's only $130. It's $130 now. It was $100 back then. It was $500 for the kit. Uh, it was it turned into 120 later on, and now it's 130, and that's one of my bills because I literally have to pay all my bills through there. So that's how that goes with Starlink. And so by the time I got Starlink, and then, like I said, that's roughly after then was when GOG and all that. And so I made my first video of GOG, and just it didn't go nowhere. Nobody cared about owning their own games all the way until today.
Of course that's the way it is.
That's why they published this thing showing you how you could share your physical game with your friends, and then years later decided, never mind, we're going to do the exact same anti-consumer bullshit.
Exactly.
Wow, this is a really shitty commercial. These companies are more than happy to brag about something right now, and then a few years later just turn around and do the exact same thing as the people that they were bashing. This video has 20 million views, and I imagine that many of its views have been within the last 1 to 2 weeks since this
I bet it has.
garbage has been announced. Please keep your eye on the ball. Please make sure you're asking for the right thing, and please, above all, never be a fanboy to a company. Loyalty is...
Thank you. Yes, it is so, like I am a fanboy, but at the same time, I understand that when I engage in fanboyism, I am not a fanboy. I'm a
Yes, when you engage in fanboyism, it leads to the years of GOG being in your message center, and you could have been supporting them. Instead, you didn't. And so now they can only pretty much, sure, they've got a big selection now. A lot of companies are like, hey, yeah, you could put my game on there. It's $1.49. You can put my game on there. It's only $14.99, and it's basically almost brand new. It's only been out for a year or something. If you'd have done that a long time ago, stop fanboying and actually literally, sure, you can like a brand, but the second the brand starts shifting, what do you call it? You need to stop supporting the brand. And that's how you pull the money back. And then they see the people pull the money back and they go, oh, we're heading in the wrong direction. We need to get that money back. They go in the right direction. You start putting your money back into them again. This is the same thing that happened with the Miller Lite, Budweiser stuff or whatever it was during the Super Bowl commercials when they did the trans ad. And so people voted with their money. They were like, oh, crap. Now look at them. Now they're blasting America Pride videos and stuff, right? So your money really speaks. But the big people that you're watching, like Asmongold, literally dropped the ball on this one. So if you want the insights, I ask again, think about subscribing, hit that notification bell, because that's all I do here is insights. I do insights to the future. And if you'd have been subscribed to my other channel, like I said a long time ago, y'all have known about GOG, and y'all could have been owning your games. You could have been supporting the right people. The other people would have diminished, and y'all would have a GOG platform with the newest games coming out and owning your games, and then you could put it on a physical disc, like I said. So that's on y'all. If you don't want to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell, and give a thumbs up on this vehicle, on this video. So let's get back.
Fanboy. I am. I do it. I know I'm doing it, and I engage in it, and I say I'm doing something wrong. Fanboys. I might have to add that one in there, honestly.
For your interpersonal relationships and for people that have stuck up for you and nobody else
You
would.
made a video about sucking on games. He's running the front lines with you on this. Yeah.
Game company, politician, automaker that makes it very clear and obvious with evidence that they don't and never have given a fuck about you. That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something. I'll see you in the
All right, guys, that's going to be it for today. Let's go ahead and get the credits again. Once again, this voice, this microphone. If you go to my YouTube page under the community tab, or I actually have them up high, so the community is above my videos, you'll see the microphone stand and the microphone that I'm using. I'm using only some of the best USB cables on the market, because like I said, I own all of them anyways from all the phones I've ever owned. So a lot of them are Samsungs and stuff like that, actual branded cables. So high speed cables for high charging, high data rate, everything. I don't typically buy your standard Belkins or your whatever the name of those other ones are off of Walmart or whatever. Uh, so anyways, thank y'all for being here with me today and supporting the channel. Love y'all and have a good day.